didn't. In today's room, we got writing pentest reports. This should be a pretty fun room. It's not in any really path, but I definitely wanted to do this room. Check it out. Um, I, every good report is built around a clear, logical format. The structure helps you present findings in a way that makes sense in both business and technical stakeholders. Before we can divide into anatomy of a good report, we first need to understand the difference of audience that your report should be aimed to address. Technical stakeholders. Ultimately, your report aims to aid the technical team in understanding the root cause of the discovered vulnerabilities and what the steps need to be taken to remediate them. If you performed a pen test of a web application, this will most likely be developers of the application. If you access the network, you will report likely need to provide guidance to the IT support team. As this is the most crucial audience, you would usually find around the 70-90% of the report is specifically aimed towards this audience. Security stakeholders usually isn't developers or IT support teams that request a pen test. More likely, the organization security function was involved in ensuring those. As such, sections of the report will have to provide guidance to the security personnel to better help them prioritize remediation efforts and make sound adjustments calls on which risks have to be addressed before the system goes live and which can be accepted, while this team will usually review your entire report. At least 10 to 20% of the report should speak of this audience directly. Business stakeholders. Security must enable business, not fight against it. A common phrase you will hear in the pen testing field: usually someone other than developers and security personnel are paying for the assessment. Furthermore, these individuals are usually much less technical and more business driven. A key piece of your report needs to be speak to this audience to help them better understand the business impact of your findings. What could have the actual real life impact be if they choose not to remediate vulnerabilities? At least 5 to 10% of your report should speak to the audience in the manner that abstract from technical work. Now that we understand the audience our report needs to speak to, let's take a look at the three main sections that you would require. I Section summary, vulnerability write-ups, appendix, target audience. Let's do summary. Target audience, business, security stakeholders. This is a high-level view of the assessment, explains what was tested, what was found, why it matters, all in business terms. In certain cases, you would create an executive summary that speaks directly to the business stakeholders, only in business terms. Then a more detailed finding recommend the section to aid security stakeholders and prioritization efforts. Vulnerability write-ups for technical stakeholders. This is the technical heart of the report. Each issue discovered in the test gets its own write-up, which will include details on the vulnerability, how it can be replicated, and the actions required for remediation. Appendices, security stakeholders. The appendices provide supporting details that don't fit the main report. This could include elements such as detailed testing scope, methodology, or artifacts that we left over from testing. These appendices are usually used by security stakeholders to help them better understand the coverage, that what was achieved during the engagement, the next steps that would be required once remediation has been performed. Why this matters. A well-structured report makes it easier for your audience to take action. Business leaders can assess risks, and technical teams can start remediation. If your report lacks structure, even good findings might be ignored. In the next task, we'll closely examine each of these sections. Which stakeholders should 80% of your technical? I spelled it wrong. Tech. Cool. Which section of the report is for extra that can sometimes help security stakeholders better understand what coverage was achieved, the next steps that should be followed. Uh, appendices. Like this. Okay. I The summary plays a critical role in helping readers quickly understand the result of your assessment without needing to dive into the technical details. It connects your work to real-world business and security impact. The summary typically appears at the start of the report and should allow a reader, even someone without a technical background, to answer these questions. What did we test? What did we find? What does it mean for our business, our systems? What should we do next? Ideally, you should write the summary last if you haven't written the other sections. It'll be hard to accurately summarize your findings, obviously. Summary of a summary. In some case, okay. In some cases, a single summary section is not enough to meet the needs of both business and security stakeholders. When this happens, it's common to break the summary into two parts. Executive summary, written for business stakeholders. This version avoids technical jargon, focus on business risk. It highlights overall security posture and key concerns in a way that helps the business stakeholders understand the impact of the findings and actions that should be taken immediately. Findings and recommendations, written for the security team. The section detail cover common vulnerabilities, themes, and attack chain vulnerabilities have risk ratings that are measured in isolation as if none of the other vulnerabilities existed. However, you may often find the combination of two or more lower risk vulnerabilities could still have high business impact. This is a section where you're able to highlight to security stakeholders, helping them reprioritize remediation to address these issues. This section often draws links between issues and identifies systematic problems, allowing security stakeholders to use this information to help developers avoid future mistakes. Okay. Summary structures. Regardless of whether you split the summary into two or keep it as one, a good summary should cover the following: overview, what was tested, what type of system or application it is, what were the goals of the assessment, what was the scope, how much coverage could be achieved. Results, what did the assessment uncover, what was the system secure, if not, what categories of issues were found. Impact, was the real world impact, if the issues remain unaddressed, how could the system be exploited in real life threat actor. Pretty much just practice how you play right there. Remediation direction at a high level. What actions should the organization take next? Does this require major investment, or are the issues mostly quick fixes? Right. Depending on your budget, you would want to. If it's urgent, the funds aren't there, you're still gonna need to do it, so it's gonna affect your business. Or if it's not immediate, and you don't really have the funds, maybe layer it out. But just all depends on your business model, what you're going for. Summary sets the tone for the entire report. If it's too technical, business stakeholders would disengage. If it's too vague, security teams won't know what to do next. Knowing how when to split the summary ensures your message reaches the right people and leads to real action. Click the View Site button to start the challenge of writing a summary. Okay. A web application pentest was performed for TRYHACKME's new subdivision that will focus on banking. TRYHACKME needed security assessment of a flagship application which allows users to create accounts and perform general banking tasks. The pentest found the application was mostly secure, but a race condition vulnerability could be exploited in transaction systems to cause infinite money glitch. Select. Let's see what we got here. Like this. And okay, we just read that. The pentest. You have to write a report in 3 phrases. In the phase, you will have to write the summary based on the pentest report. Drag the option, drop the set, and match them. You can only match one option in one section. It can be more than one correct answer, but you have to pick the best suitable one to get maximum score. Getting through 20 will give you the first flag. Okay. Overview, results, impact, remediation. Okay. The bug could let users send overlapping requests to create extra money, which could result in unauthorized gains. That's definitely impact. It could be result too. More than one answer, right? The showed good security in most area tested, including login access control. However, a race condition was discovered in the transaction feature that could allow users to manipulate balances. It's definitely an overview. The bug means users may be able to trick system into giving them free money by clicking a lot. That's kind of vague. The app looked fine overall, but we found a serious bug that could let someone make money by messing with transitions. I really like this one better than these ones. Try fixing how transactions run at the same time. Remediation direction. This is definitely that. Try fixing how transactions run at the same time and check later if it still happens. Maybe add some logs. Maybe. I would, depending on the problem, I don't think maybe is a good word. I think you want to give them the definite solution, or say you could do this or this, and give them every details on what those solutions would cost, bring, what would be needed for them. We tested the TRYHACKME app to find bugs. This included trying to sign out and money transfers before the app was launched. Exploiting the race conditions may let attackers trigger multiple overlapping transactions, allowing them to bypass balance checks and generate unauthorized credits. A black box penetration test was performed against the TRYHACKME Bank platform. TRYHACKME new online bank system. The test focused on core banking features such as registration login with the aim to identify risk before public launch. Overview. There's a lot. Add transactions locking and atomic operations to prevent balance. Include monitor unusual patterns. The TRYHACKME app was tested from an internal perspective. The focus on common features like sign up and transaction checks for any weaknesses before going live. Make sure transactions can't overlap and maybe add some alerts to catch a problem. A retest should be considered. Okay. Most of the apps appeared secured, but we identified an issue in how transactions were handled. This might lead to problems if exploited. So I really like this one. Well, there's actually one better. Exploit it. Oh wait, I think I like this one here actually. Overlap line that bypass the balance checks and generate unauthorized. Well, I hope y'all can see. That should be alright. Y'all can see now. I just did impact, and it says score 100 out of 400. So I think I got the best one right there. Of course, right? I like this one for overview. This one's really nice for overview. Oh, I don't know. Score hasn't changed. I'm not sure. Remediation directions. I like this one for remediation. That's weird. Well, they just gave me 200. Is this not it? That's weird. Oh, actually, I think I did the wrong one. Oh, you can't change it? I don't think you can change it. I think this was actually results. Okay, this was definitely overview. Whatever. I messed up. I can't fix it. Restart scenario. Okay. Yes. No. Fuck. Proceed. My God, if it was in the same place. Alright. Definitely here. Try fixing, bro. I swear. Alright, boom. Those are right. Alright, results and impact. Okay. The bug. Results. Oh, he fucked up. My God, bro. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's get this right. Impact. I got the impact right the first time. Like the first, y'all remember the first go? I don't know which one I picked. Okay, there we go. 400. Stupid bitch. Whatever. I close this up. It's getting kind of hot. All right. The largest section of your report will be the vulnerability write-ups. Each write-up should explain what vulnerability is, where it found, how it was discovered, and most importantly, how it should be remediated. This section is primarily written for the stakeholders who are going to fix the issues, such as developers or systems or administration. However, such as security analysts and project managers may also review these sections to track remediation, provide support, and validate severity. Structure of a good write-up. Y'all can pause this to read all this. Uh, Title, risk rating, summary, background, technical details and evidence, impact, remediation advice, references. I know what all this means, so I'm not gonna read this, but y'all can pause it and read it if y'all need to. The golden thread. Although we're giving explicit sections here, at a certain point, reporting becomes so natural that you're able to create the entire write-up without requiring that these exact headings or sections. Once you understand the structure of a good vulnerability write-up, you'll be able to have a good thread flow with your write-up, meaning the readers be able to follow, understand, know what to do. Next, without writing explicit headings and sections, in certain cases, this can greatly help you with the flow of your writing. However, in other cases, for example, when your report will be ingested by vulnerabilities management software, having discrete sections is often still beneficial. Ideally, you should tailor your report structure to specifically client needs, right? Just whoever you're working for. Context matters. Your report should never feel like it was copied from a textbook or another client's report. The most valuable reports are those that explain vulnerabilities in the context of the specific system you tested. This means your write-up should answer questions such as where exactly it was found, what assumptions are required for the vulnerability to be exploited, how does this affect this client environment, what steps should this client take to fix it. SQL injection write-up. Below is an example SQL injection write-up. Title on unauthenticated SQL injection login form. Risk rating high. CVSS is like this website, and it shows like all different types of vulnerabilities. Score 8.6. Unauthenticated SQL injections vulnerability was identified in the login form. TRYHACKME application. This could allow an attacker to bypass, authenticate, or extract sensitive customer information. Background: SQL injections occur when user supplied input is unsafely included in SQL queries without proper parameterization. The SQL interpreter is unable to discern SQL commands from the user supplied input, leading to confusion that allows threat actor to inject directly in the SQL command itself. This vulnerability command exploited by bypass, authenticated, or extract sensitive data. The login form as /login with vulnerability SQL injection via the username field using burp sweep. The following HTTP request was intercepted and modified. Burp is like I'll make a room in the future, but it's just like something you keep in the background, and it's gonna intercept what you just did. I can't really explain it. Not that good yet. So let's take a look at this post /login. Responded with 302 found. Redirect authenticated user dashboard found. An attacker could log in as any user without invalid credentials. Furthermore, even though the injection points were blind injection, a threat actor could leverage area-based injections to enumerate the information from the database. Remediation advice: parameterized query should be used for all the data operations involving user input. For example, in a .NET application using MS SQL at the database, the login query should be altered to look like this. As shown in example above, the user input is directly split from the SQL command. Training the SQL engine cannot be confused. So these right here are showing like splitting it. Your vulnerability write-ups are sections that most readers will spend in most of the time, especially those tasked with fixing the issue. Clear structure, solid evidence, and practical guidance making the difference between being ignored and being taken seriously. Right? Write-up challenge. Now it's time for they want me to do their little site. Okay. Alright, this last one. Oh, that's actually not the last one. This is it. Alright. Alright. Title. That's definitely the title. Well, I got 70, so it can be a title, but it's not that good. If you click fast enough, you can get more money. That's basically what the bug does. Oh, basically. Damage trust in their systems. Race conditions occur when systems perform multiple operations simultaneously without proper handling, leading to unexpected outcomes in web applications. This often affects financial. It's definitely somewhere. Definitely not. Fuck me, bro. This is gonna be a risk rating. Excuse me. Okay, I didn't scroll down far enough. That's why I put that as the title. This one definitely looks better for the title. I just do. I want to redo it. Whatever. Restart scenario. Whatever. Come on. There we go. Where was that risk rating? Summary. Race conditions occur when a system performs multiple operations. And web app, this often affects final where impact. If left unaddressed, this vulnerability could allow malicious users to create funds out of nothing by exploiting time gaps in transaction validations. This could lead to financial loss, reputation gains, for sure. Now we're at 300. Remediation advice. Implement transaction level locking or atomic operations in the backend to prevent parallel processing balance alteration actions. Additional safeguards like rate limiting. Okay. Prevent users from sending spam money. We use race. Okay. It's definitely remediation. 400. Okay. Let's go take a look at background again. Background SQ injections occur when users apply it unsafely without proper. Okay. Alright. Summary. A race condition was discovered in the transaction endpoint that enables users to initiate multiple overlapping transfers, resulting in unauthorized increase in account balance. Okay. Boom. Boom. Where is it? 670. Alright. Sorry I didn't read it for y'all. Let y'all take a look if y'all want to pause it. And then y'all can look at what the other options were available. So I'm gonna say technical details were 100, impact was 100. Background, it's either background or summary that's wrong. I would guess summary. Well, it's not wrong, but it's not the best. That's why I got a 670, right? But y'all can take a look at that. And yeah, try to do better than me. Remember, guys, I'm just cybersecurity goes all the way up here, right? Like it's infinite, right? You have the bottom of the barrel. If you're starting out, you're probably like here. I'm only about here, bro. I'm nowhere near anywhere else. Like maybe I'm even lower. Cybersecurity is definitely a field. Appendices are especially useful for security stakeholders and future testers who may need to validate what was done, verify the scope, and follow up after remediation. There isn't usually a fixed format for. The format may vary from project to project. However, there are two main appendices that you should always aim to include in your report. Assessment scope. The assessment scope appendix should be used to establish how close the assessment was to what originally scoped in the rule of engagement document. It may be charges were made during the project or that was impossible to gain coverage of the entire scope for various reasons. The assessment scope appendix is perfect place to provide this information, which can help security stakeholders understand the next step. For example, if you're able to only gain coverage at 80% of the scope, a complete reassessment for remaining 20% will probably be required, depending on how many vulnerabilities were discovered during the initial test. Assessment artifacts. Assessment artifacts appendix provide you with an opportunity to list out any changes that you may have made during your test. While you should always aim to perform own cleanup, it's often impossible to fully remove all artifacts created due to security testing. This is a crucial information. Some of these artifacts may be potentially malicious. For example, you may have uploaded a web shell by leveraging an unrestricted file upload vulnerability. In the worst possible case, 2 years later, everyone forgets about the file and the pen test only to rediscover it and raise an actual security incident. The appendix allows you to provide these artifacts and recommendations on which of these artifacts need to be removed and how they should be removed. You should think of the appendix as your audit trail. It shows your work, backup findings, and allow for informed follow-ups long after the initial assessment is over. Which appendix will be vital for blue team security team to discern if activity is from a pen test or an actual attack. Artifacts. Fuck. Alright, there we go. Writing a report isn't just about getting the information on the page. It's about communicating that information clearly, objectively, and professionally. It is the only part of your pen test that will stand test of time. Long after you moved on to a different career or entire project team has changed, reports still be relevant. Writing clearly. Clarity is one of the most important qualities of a good report. You should always aim to avoid ambiguity by using simple and direct language that makes your point obvious. Your writing should be understandable even to readers who do not have a deep knowledge of the system. If meaning is unclear or buried unnecessary complexity, your findings are less likely to be taken seriously or even fixed. It's like tell me about the wheels and the fucking steering wheel. But and you don't need to make that shit complicated. But if you're gonna tell me about the transmission, tell it to me like I'm a 15-year-old, right? No need. Professional. Sorry, that was a terrible fucking example. It was terrible. I couldn't think of anything. Professional writing or pentest is a formal document. Use same tone style that I would use any other business critical communication. This means be objective, stick to facts, avoid exaggeration, emotional language, or assumptions about intent. Avoid informal writing, no slang, no jokes, no we pawn the login page. Be consistent. Use the same terminology, formatting structures throughout the report. Avoid switching between different spelling or terms for the same thing. General best practices. Follow these simple rules to improve professions and readable of your writing. Write in past tense. The vulnerability was discovered during the authenticate. Do not use first person language. Avoid I, we, are, us. Write a neutral observer. Mask sensitive and never include real password, other data, obviously. Use clean formal phrasing. Avoid contractions over casualty terms. The attacker gained unauthorized access is better than we broken. Okay. Quality assurance QA. Even experienced testers can make mistakes. It's why every report should go through a proper review process. Read your own work, of course. Read it 2-3 times because it's your reputation, how you're being perceived by the people and knowing you making sure report's good so there's no mess ups. It's really it's worth it reading back 2-3 times. Get someone else to read your work. Yeah, and then whoever's on your team, just maybe someone that helps you. Not if they're a security risk though. Don't want them reading. QA isn't just about fixing typos, it's about making sure report reflects well on both you and your pen testing team. Exactly. You can have the best technical finding in the world, but if your report is sloppy, emotionally inconsistent, unclear, while the impact is, it won't have the impact it should. Good writing helps security work to get attention it deserves. Now that you understand what to look for, click view site. They want me to do it again. Oh, what the? Oh my god. These questions? What am I doing? Identify mistakes and classify type of the mistake. Appendix A testing artifacts. During the course of the assessment, the following artifacts are created, stored, and modified within the TRYHACKME environment. A test user was created with the following credentials. Test. I say that's not. I don't know. Credentialed. Oh fuck! I'm so dumb, bro. Legit just said it. Ugh. So stupid. Password should never be in there. So dumb. The assessments use a script name, transfer spammer, final was uploaded to the what is wrong with this? Fuck. Uploaded to the script tool. Like I knew that wasn't right, but I just clicked it, bro. I'm like, fuck. Okay. What? How's that wrong? It legit says no personal information on it. Oh my god. Such bullshit. There's definitely an issue here somewhere. I'm gonna find it. I clicked it! Bro, I've clicked every. That's bullshit. Oh. Actually, I think not all these are wrong. Fuck. What's here, man?
Yo, have you ever been upstairs?
Say what?
Have you ever been downstairs to talk to Joe about the R2 shit?
No, I haven't. I didn't know.
I say it's for the second rounder. So, basically, you go downstairs, talk to him, and I can't force you.
No, like I'll go.
Okay.
I'm just like, so like, what is the R2 shit though?
Remember back in basic how they were doing the like before like a major event like the FTX and shit. We would talk to one person and shit like that about breathing exercises, shit like that, or what can help you calm down and shit like that.
Okay.
That's what that R2 shit is.
No, yeah, I'll be done there. Fuck. Excess payloads were dropped in various fields, including count name field, which was pawn. Oh, it's unprofessional language, bro. Alright, whatever. Fuck! I spilled my drink. People come knocking at your door. Now you gotta get in uniform, go down, do some shit. Sorry about that one, y'all. That one was a little confusing, I'm not gonna lie. Publishing report. Writing professional pen tests is as important as finding vulnerabilities themselves. Clear structure and well-written report is final progress for assessment. Often the only lasting evidence that work was done in this room. You learned how to structure a report, meet the needs of multiple audience, write an effective summary that communicates business rip, develop detailed. Fuck! I spilled my drink. In this room, develop detail, present clear remediation advice tailored to client's environment, maintain clarity, objective, apply quality assurance, and process ensure the report is ready to deliver. All right. Yeah, so that was this room. Pretty cool room, not gonna lie. Really like the room. Definitely some value there. And yeah, if y'all like the room, leave a like, do whatever. I don't really give a fuck. Um, but yeah, let's try hack me writing pen test reports.